What up? It's your boy Magnum.
You said Adams.
We MCE back with another edition of
MCESolMuzik.
Yeah. So on this wonderful, this beautiful day, man, y'all can see y'all here at Saracen. Y'all know who the Saracens is. Yeah.
I love Arkansas.
Yeah, man.
On a 2nd and Main, if you don't know.
Yeah, man. But so today is like the second day of Kwanzaa, Kujichagulia, which is self-determination. So it's like we had the right, we had the power to define who and what we are, what we're gonna be, what our future gonna look like. You know what I'm saying? So just reflecting on like how or what we do every day to define who and what we are, you know what I'm saying, as black men, as fathers, as husbands, as, you know what I'm saying, as brothers amongst each other, like how we define ourselves, in our community, man, is very important. The examples that we set as men for, whether we know they paying attention or not, like, the young folks paying attention to us.
I was just about to say that, man. You be role models, you don't even know you're role models.
That's why you be careful what you say, what you do in front of your children. Yeah. Especially what you do with your mate and say to your mate in front of your children. Because that's going to show them how to treat their mate.
And as men raised in a sick society, we got things that we trying to, navigate through in order to show, our children and other children around us, how to be their role model. You know what I'm talking about? Self-determination, man. That's got to be something within all of us. We got to want to use and, like I said, navigate, make change.
So, like musically, man, how we define ourselves through our music as MCE is, if you can sum up what we do musically, I think we bring to the game a level of matureness that's needed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, our music ain't for the immature. That ain't saying I'm talking about young or old or age bracket. I'm just saying, if you mature, this is music for you. You know what I'm saying?
And everybody ain't gonna understand our music because they have a different idea, outlook on what they think the society is, or how they were raised and where they going right now. So I mean, just to keep that level of maturity and self-determination, to keep that going, you know what I'm saying? That takes work and dedication, Yeah. That's self-determination,
I agree. I think that, we've been, our experience here is in what we call the United States. We've been defined by many different terms. We've been defined by different terms prior to it there being a United States. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in the beginning, like we own a place called Lake Saracen. You know what I'm saying? You do some research and find out what the word Saracen means. The Saracen's gonna take you back to something that, they talk about the Moors. You get into who the Moors are, and it's gonna take you understand what I'm saying? So we got a street off of University called Saracen Street. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But we've been defined by, at one point, like Negro was the main designation of what we called ourselves. Being called black was like fighting words. You know what I'm saying? You black. Oh, I ain't black, but Negro. I'm a proud Negro. You know what I'm saying? Garvey organization was called the Universal Negro Improvement Association. You know what I'm saying? Noble Drew Ali came here and helped establish Temple Number 8 for the Moorish Science Temple. We got a number of distinctions of who and what we've called ourselves, or other people have called us.
Other people called us colored.
Right.
guess what? You took that. Yeah, NCAA, right?
Color people.
Stereotypers on Aunt your mama, Uncle Men's.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I mean, we take these titles and we wear it, you know what I'm saying, like a shield and a badge. And we hold them to the title, try to make the best of these titles. So those titles confuse us when you hear words, especially like the word nigga. You know, it's confusing them, and they say, you shouldn't call yourself a nigga. Well, some of these words weren't derogatory in certain places, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And how they use it, but it was derogatory here because of how they use it. And that's what we take on.
I know, I hear people talk about, you know, etymology and, you know, the study of etymology, like the tracing the root of words.
Yeah.
But from what I see, a lot of people trace their words, and their words lead back to some European language. But I'm like,
Yeah.
how could that be true etymology if we were the first people who were speaking?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So shouldn't it lead to, if we supposed to be indigenous to the Americans, shouldn't the words lead back to some Native American language, or shouldn't they lead back to some African language if we're doing etymology? So why they always lead back to Latin? Why they lead back to Greek? How come they don't go, they, you know what I'm saying? Like, at some point in time, these words should have some type of African origin. You know?
It just go to show our people didn't use these words or use this alphabet system.
Well, in the Bible, you know, use the Bible because a lot of people are familiar with that. We've seen the people in the Bible portrayed in movies and film as Caucasoid, but if you actually do look up the names of 90% of the people in the Bible, it will lead right back to Africa. People don't even know that Israel is a part of Africa.
Say that one more time, bro.
Israel is a part of Africa.
It's not the Middle East.
You know, I mean, I talked to a white guy one day, and he tried to be funny, you know, with some movie they played, you know, he didn't know Egypt. He's like, well, a lot of people going to Egypt and Africa. I'm like, well, hell, Egypt is Africa. But you don't know that.
Yeah.
You just, all you got is what you think you got, you know. But, yeah, man, it's self-determination, man. I know it's part of my life. I try to use every single day, man. Because it's easy to get devoted into something else. You ain't staying focused and determined to go and do something.
Man, society has tried to paint us as, you know, our sisters, you know, the sisters is bitches and hoes. You a dope boy, you a thug, you a hustler, I'm a baller, I'm a pimp, I'm a player. You know what I'm saying? I'm a gangster, whatever the case may be. Like, them ain't distinctions that we created for ourselves. There's somebody else putting a label or title on stuff that they was doing. Cause a lot of time what we did was we emulated the stuff that we saw that they did in their community. You know what I'm saying? If you want to look up the history of gangsters, you know, the gang, go look up the gangs in New York.
It's gonna be a white